EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martinger with your outlook for July 10th, 2019. For your Wednesday, we're going to turn on the heat today with hotter temperatures than what we saw yesterday. The winds are going to turn to the southwest, and we're going to have the humidity increasing as well. So we're not going to have the humidity as low as we saw yesterday. We're also going to have less in the way of the haze that we dealt with yesterday, and it was a large part due to some Canadian wildfires and the plume of smoke associated with that being carried into our area with a northwesterly flow. Today, the winds are out of the southwest, so I see less of that occurring. Not impossible, but we do have less of that smoke impact today. Even though it was at a higher altitude and safer altitude, it was still enough to obscure the sun just a little bit at times yesterday. Not as much of that today. With the heat and humidity increasing, we'll have many areas 90 degrees or better for highs today. No precipitation, expecting partly to mostly sunny skies. Maybe a little bit of haze in some areas, but I don't think it's going to be a big deal today. Going ahead to Thursday, we have a cold front approaching. Now, the global models are suggesting that we're going to have some earlier activity in the afternoon. The NAM is not suggestive of that, so I will show you that in a second. And that is actually the latest NAM that ran this evening. So we head into later in the day, though, we do have scattered showers and thunderstorms moving across the region that will continue into the evening. And we look off to the bottom left of the screen here. This will be what we think will become Tropical Storm Barry across the northern Gulf, near the northern Gulf Coast here. And this thing's going to just it's going to organize and then just kind of drift and loop and stuff just a little bit to the west here and make landfall somewhere in southern Louisiana, somewhere along this coastline. It could be in a couple different locations, but I got a lot of emails about, or not a lot, I had a couple emails about this, about why aren't you covering the tropics here, because, but this is not affected. We have no vested interest down here, no business interest. So EPAWA is a business, and, I'll mention it in these videos on what we think it's going to do, and but we're not going to go into, like our weather alerts page is not going to be updated with that because it's not affecting our local area up here. So I don't have any clients down here, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it. But we do have an opportunity for a named storm to form probably later today, and there'll be a tropical storm. It'll be Barry, and then it may reach Category 1 hurricane strength, or at least a minimal hurricane or strong tropical storm before making landfall somewhere, we think, in southern Louisiana, but that could change too. So there are sources down in these areas you can follow. Of course, the National Hurricane Center is the best to follow for any future track guidance and intensity forecasts. So through our area, again, we have scattered showers and thunderstorms late in the day that will come in, and they'll go through at least part of the overnight, and then that should clear out for the most part here on Friday. There could be an isolated shower left over here on Friday morning in a few spots. NAM is not thrilled about that either. As we go over to the NAM, just high-res future simulated radar, so I can show you what this looks like. This is what it shows at noon on Thursday. So not really a lot of activity, maybe a spotty shower. Will be partly to mostly cloudy throughout the day. Not quite as warm as today. And as we move through the afternoon hours, here is 2. You can see some activity starting to fire in central Pennsylvania, and that moves its way eastward. These do not look like it does not look like a big severe day here on Thursday. Maybe some stronger storms that are approaching severe. Wouldn't be surprised to see a severe thunderstorm warning or 2 go up here, but there's just not a lot of energy to work with this particular front. So this is now looking at 6 p.m. It works its way eastward. Here's 7, here's 8. So it makes it over to the eastern side of the state at 8 o'clock and then moves into New Jersey after that, which means the storm should be weakening with a loss of daytime heating. It'll go all over the coast and clear around or just after midnight, and then the rest of the night is dry, it looks like. So that's what we're looking at for storms here, according to the NAM anyway. It looks like it's just late in the day that you have this opportunity or after late afternoon and of course the evening as this moves through our region. We'll continue to follow that in the coming days, but it doesn't look like it's as bad as the global models were suggesting. And then once this front clears, we are partly cloudy all the rest of Friday. And then Saturday, Sunday, Monday are all mostly sunny days. The system making landfall down here somewhere along the southern Louisiana coast. The NAM has this very similar spot. This is the latest one it ran this evening. So it's kind of honing in on south central Louisiana as a landfall point. But here locally, and this would be on Saturday when it makes landfall, here locally we're looking at mostly sunny skies. Upper 80s to near 90 for about 3 consecutive days from Saturday, Sunday, and Monday is what we're looking at. Here's mostly sunny here on Sunday, and then again here on Monday with no precipitation expected. Tuesday, there could be an isolated thunderstorm in a few spots. I wouldn't really get too excited about this either. Looks like it is going to turn even hotter on Tuesday with winds turning to the southwest again. So when you have that opportunity for an increase in heat and humidity, you have air mass thunderstorms that could take place. We will continue to watch the remnants of what this will be. This will be a post-tropical system here at this point once it's inland as far as its eventual track. But I mean, as long as we have a ridge here, or a southeastern United States ridge or a ridge somewhere sitting over here, this still has to follow the laws of physics. So it's going to kind of go up and around that ridge. But where that up and around occurs, if that ends up being over our area or more likely further to the north, we'll let you know as we get into next week. It's a little bit too early to call right now, but as long as we have a ridge and hot temperatures here, it helps our cause as far as keeping this thing or the remnant rains of this away from our region. So we'll get into that as we get further in the week, and once we see what this does after it makes landfall, what modeling does with it after that point. Right now it's more of just a guessing game, and this is the end of our 7-day forecast period, so it's going beyond 7 days, so we'll deal with that when the time comes. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martich. That is your outlook for July 10th, 2019. Have a great Wednesday.